Welcome back, internet friends. So today I'm going to be doing a video about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. But first I want to talk about this sweet little girl here. She is 4-year-old Annalie Lorenzen, and she has been missing since September 10th, 2025 after her parents failed to return her from a scheduled 3-hour visit. Annalie's parents do not have custody. Guardianship belongs to her grandmother, who has temporary sole physical custody and is desperately pleading for help to bring her granddaughter home. Annalie is 4 years old. Isn't she adorable? And the pictures below are her biological. I want to show you guys something odd, okay? So I spotted the baby missing here, and I call her baby because she's 4 years old. And the same age as Jack Sullivan, actually, same age. And I started reading these comments over here, guys, and I'm gonna put it a little bit closer so you can see. There's just some really odd comments in here. Like I say, these comments are very odd. This lady literally just posted this, and it's by Lynn Shoemaker. Let's turn this light off so you guys can see better. Oh, that glare is like horrible, right? It says, she is with her natural parents. They came and got their baby. Very often, custody battles give the child to others, and it's wrong. Mama Bear came and got her cub. The courts already have made her a criminal, talking about the biological mother, and she will lose her baby when they find her. That being said, what if she's clean and is doing what comes naturally to a mama bear when it comes to keeping their baby away from her? Don't judge. There is truth to this story, and I don't think that a mama cannot take her baby back home. People, you have no idea how crooked CPS and the child courts are until you do. Just clarifying some things. Well, from what I've seen, CPS is very lenient, okay, from a lot of these cases. Like, for instance, with Jaden Spicer, for instance, with Renesmee, for instance, with Emmanuel. Those children, within the past few months, are not alive anymore. So I have a bad feeling about this case, guys. I really have a bad feeling about this case. And I pray that she's okay. Now, I just want to read a couple more of these comments here with you. There's people saying they have shared this. Now, this is out of Las Vegas, guys, that she is missing from. So if you could please share this video so she can be found. It's usually the parents either red rum them or done something horrible to these poor babies. I wish they could just give them away to people who want them. Well, she was living with the grandmother. I'm going to do some more research on this, but I'm going to scroll up so you guys can see the information here. So Annalie, she's 4 years old. She's 41 inches tall, brown eyes, blonde hair, large freckle on the right side of her neck. No others, I guess no other freckles. The father is Noah Lorenzen, and it gives all his information here. You guys see that? And then the mother, Adriana Bartley. So they're not married, it looks like. He was born in 1998. Oh my gosh, look at their birthdays. His birthday is June 8th, and her birthday is June 7th. And they're 1 year apart. 1 year, 1 day. Wow. And if you spot her, please contact Las Vegas Metro Police Missing Persons Case. Gives a case number here, and then the phone number, area code 702-828-9400, or 702-828-3111. Please share her face and name. I'm going to go back here so you guys can see her. And this is the picture. So this is the mother here that she's supposedly with. Her name is Adriana, or I think that I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's 5'11", 180 to 200 pounds. Father, Noah Lorenzen, he's 6 foot tall, 160 to 170 pounds. These are the parents here. Now, they could have different hair colors or something if they're hiding or wearing hats, disguising even the baby, Annalise. So, if you guys see her or the parents around, please call the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police number and share this video out. Okay, let's get started on Jack and Lilly, and I'm going to do some more research on this case because right away this already seems off to me, and I hope this little girl's safe. All right, let's get started. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. That way you always get my notifications when I post this stuff, because the quicker that you get my notifications, the quicker that these babies' faces are shared, and just one person sees her or any other child that's missing, the quicker they are located. All right, let's get started. Okay, guys, so this is just me asking some questions. Now, there's way more questions than I have, but I'm not going to keep you here for a year. Now, this is the first question. Why wouldn't Daniel reach out to Janie, his mother, and ask her if the kids were in her RV before running up into the woods to search that morning? I mean, Janie in her voice messages talks about, why isn't Malaya yelling? Why didn't she come tell me? Well, why didn't your son tell you? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Was it because Janie would never have the kids in her RV? Did Daniel know not to even check with her because she didn't like the kids? Like, I'm just curious. And then we have a question here. Why did all three say they went into the woods? Basically, Janie, Malaya, and Daniel went into the woods, talking about the children, Lilly and Jack. And that is the first place they checked. That's the first place they checked, was the woods, okay? Yet, they all said the kids would never go in the woods. Janie made it clear that the kids would never go into the woods. That even Janie had to make Jack or carry Jack in the woods, even with her heart condition. So that was very curious to me, okay? Also, why did Malaya wait until 12:45 a.m. Friday night to contact the RCMP to go speak to Cody, the children's bio father? Remember, they even said that he was at some hotel or something in Colchester, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. And that was incorrect because the RCMP checked that out. Now here's another one. Why did Daniel put a wrench on the top of the door the night before? Has he done this before? Was he scared someone was going to break in? Did Malaya know about the wrench the night before? What's the purpose? Now, they said the bear. But then he says so I asked, they have other doors to the trailer. Okay, we know they have other doors. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, guys, so this is the trailer, okay? And then you have this entrance here. It's like a little closed porch type thing. And then you go in this way to go inside of the trailer. All right, I'm going to click out of here and then go to the back of the home. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see if it'll let me zoom in. Oh. They've got the sliding door, and then they have this door, but the stairs are way off, but still a bear can still get up there, right? Like, maybe it's an unusable door, but, and this is supposedly their bedroom, and this is a bathroom, kitchen and stuff in here, living room, sliding door, I'm guessing. So why only put the wrench at the top of this door? Right? There's other doors. Why didn't they secure the other doors? So I'm kind of confused there. What do you guys think about that? Also, how many times has the bear entered the trailer? Just curious. All right, how about this? Why does Janie and Daniel keep blaming Cindy, Malaya's mom, that she got there too quickly on Friday? In my opinion, if Malaya gave the children to Cindy, or if Cindy was involved in some way, she wouldn't show up early. She would show up around the same time from her home, which takes, what, an hour or something? She would calculate that correctly. So she didn't look suspicious, in my opinion. Because as guilty people are really careful, guys. They're almost too careful. That's why they get caught. All right? So I don't know what that is. And then the police states Jack and Lilly wandered in the woods on their first briefing. Okay? They wandered in the woods on their first briefing. All right? Have they wandered before? Has Jack and Lilly wandered in the woods before? Because Janie states on voice messages that they never go into the woods unless her other grandkids are there, but only go as far as their forts. This has been made very clear by Janie. And Daniel has said they don't go into the woods. So why was it pushed that they wandered into the woods? Another question. Why are there so many strange questions about who took the photo of Daniel and Justin by the ATV? Some say it was Malaya, and then the Globe and Mail. Well, we know the Globe and Mail had the picture of them standing by the ATV. Let's find that. So these are the photos that I'm talking about. So here's the one photo here. You have Justin here, and you have Daniel here. Remember the weird concrete stuff here in the back? That looked like maybe like a fence hole puncher or something, because you know they were doing a fence, but I'm not sure. It's hard to make out. Really blurry. Bunch of junk in the yard. So we have this one here, and you can see how his leg is here. And I was looking earlier. I don't see no phone really in his pocket or anything. That's really blurry. But do you? Because remember he said he didn't bring his phone with him when he searched. Okay, let's go. Okay, here is the other photo. So you see how it's different from the one with the leg. Now this one is kind of just a shoddy picture. It's not very good. It's obviously been cropped and all that, like screen cropped and all that, but screen grabbed. But so I wonder if Malaya took one and then the news took one maybe. What do you guys think? I want you to comment below and let me know what you think. So going back to here, I want to show you something else too, because there's another photo in here of the ATV as well. Right here. So this photo here of the ATV. So there's 3 photos of the ATV that I am aware of. One from the Globe and Mail, and then one from Malaya, 2 from Malaya. Not real sure, but I just thought it was very odd, guys, that Malaya would take that picture. Like, why? Why would she take a picture of him on the ATV? Odd, right? Was it like to show us something? Like, I'm just curious. And why was it so clean? Okay. All right, let's see. Why no details about the kids that Friday morning? Okay, you know, on Thursday we got details that they were eating breakfast. It was a slow morning. You have that filler word, slow. There's no filler words this Friday morning. It's very direct. Like, she woke up 6 to clock the kids out of school. Nothing about the kids other than hearing rustling, okay, in the kitchen. And then Lily popping her head in and out a few times. And then Daniel saying she said dad. Yet, in the documents, she didn't say anything. So, and they didn't check on Lily, who was supposed to be sick, guys. Like, it's just odd, right? Okay, here's another question. Why did Daniel say Malaya's time of the 911 call was bogus? when she actually did call 911 at 10:01 a.m.? Why was that argued? Do you wonder, you know, it makes me wonder if Daniel knew what time she called 911. Because think about it. If the story for Friday morning was fabricated, this is just my opinion, the kids were gone before Friday morning, then he or Janie didn't know what time she called 911. Think about it. Because she would, you know what I mean? Unless, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, he would know she called 911 because remember, he said for her to wait to call 911 in one statement. And then he told her, yes, the effing kids are missing. Call 911. So why was this just a big, like, confusion about the 911 call? I find that odd. All right. Here's another one. Why does Daniel have to take anger management and drug abuse classes? Why? And they're random. They're random. So these are random, guys. They are random, random classes. Or random test. Random test. All right. How did Daniel and Malaya know what Jack was wearing if they didn't see him? They didn't see Jack, remember? They just heard him. Was he wearing the black pants the night before? So they're just kind of guesstimating? Just curious. Also, Wade, Malaya's mom's boyfriend, said he witnessed Lily's jacket laying on a car parked in the yard. Where was this found? Or was it used for the dogs to follow a scent? Next question. Why would Mom, Malaya, push for an Amber Alert if she really did sell or give the kids away? Think about that for a moment, logically. If she gave the kids to somebody or sold the children, why would she push for an Amber Alert? Why would she? Why would she want those people to be found who have the children if she sold them or gave them away? Think about it. Because if the police actually issued an Amber Alert and found the people that she gave the kids or sold the kids to, she would be in a lot of freaking trouble. Because those people would tell the police, yeah, she sold them for rugs, or she sold them for money, or she gave them to me because of this or that. Think about it, guys. Doesn't make freaking sense. That leads to the question, why is Janie and Daniel pushing that Malaya gave the kids away? Gotta be logical here, guys. Last question. Why did Daniel ask for cadaver dogs on day 2 if he believed that the kids weren't in the woods and believed Malaya gave them away? Just some questions for you guys to think about. I want you to put your answers to what you believe for these questions. I want to hear your thoughts on these because I've been thinking a lot about these questions. Stuff doesn't make sense. Now, I have way more questions, but that's for another day. I'm not going to keep you guys here for over an hour. But I do want to go over this one article that I just found. This is a newer article. It doesn't really say much other than what's already been said, but I wanted to read this to you again because it was one of my questions. In an interview with CTV News the day after the disappearance, which would have been Saturday, Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, pushed for law enforcement to issue an Amber Alert, which would have notified the public about a child abduction, widespread media broadcasts, and called for anyone with information to come forward. Okay, now why would she do this if she gave the kids or sold the kids to somebody? Why? Ask yourselves why. Okay? And then ask yourselves why this narrative is being pushed by Janie's side. Just ask yourselves. Doesn't make sense, right? Then it continues to say, but the RCMP says they had no information to suggest an abduction had occurred. They did, however, send out 2 vulnerable persons alerts to the surrounding area on May 2nd and May 3rd. Nevertheless, there's a feeling among some that focusing solely on searching for the children in the woods instead of treating the disappearance as a possible abduction might have cost investigators invaluable time. Well, I'm sure the investigators are a lot smarter than people just giving their opinion. I'm sure they've seen cases like this before or had similar cases with similar outcomes to you know what I mean? It says the issue of emergency alerts is particularly raw in rural Nova Scotia. 5 years after the RCMP were criticized for waiting too long to send out an electronic alert as Gabriel Wortman impersonated an officer and led a rampage of murder and arson in a string of communities not far from PICTOU County. And what would turn out to be Canada's largest mass killing. The Mass Casualty Commission, formed in the wake of the killings, condemned the RCMP and the report for failing to adequately communicate with the local residents while the attacks were occurring. Wow. Now, there is a lot of things that I can say about law enforcement. Shoot, even my local law enforcement. I can say a lot of things about them too. But we all make mistakes. But they have stated several times, RCMP, that they do not believe the children were abducted. Now let's continue. They say the only things law enforcement can do at this point in Lilly and Jack's investigation is to keep the case in the media in order to solicit tips and continue their searches. In July, RCMP Corporal Galami Tremblay, no, I'm not saying that correctly, but told CBC News that the public needs to be patient. Citing the frequency of the RCMP news releases and need for police to be cautious about what information is released. See that? Need the police to be cautious about what information is released. As a new school year begins, however, worried parents send out their children. It seems clear that the resolution for PICTOU County needs in order to find peace remains beyond the reach of law enforcement. Okay. I'm going to scroll down here and read this. It says, in the case of Lilly and Jack, online commentators have fixated on Martel's seemingly calm behavior and apparent lack of emotion during interviews as evidence that he might be covering up his involvement in the case, even as court documents released to the media last month regarding the investigation seem to suggest otherwise. Nevertheless, every word he utters is analyzed and debated by social media users around the world. Well, let me stop you there. When someone was present when 2 children went missing from the home and has several times, guys, has contradicted, has so many inconsistencies, and I don't need to show you because you know. First we didn't hear Lilly talk, then she talked. First Malaya didn't see Lilly, now, you know what I mean? Now she's seen Lilly that morning. The clothing changed. Everything has flipped around. So that's why people are giving him the boot, basically, okay? It is analyzed. And it's not like it's debated because we have proof of the inconsistencies. And then they continue to say, while Martel has been highly visible in local and national media, Brooks Murray has chosen not to speak to reporters since the day after disappearance, which I find suspect as well, in my opinion. A decision her mother told CBC News came at the advice of the police. So the police just told her not to talk to reporters but told the other side to talk. That's odd, right? The children's paternal grandmother, Belinda Gray, meanwhile, is calling for a public inquiry into the disappearances, which would include looking at how police handled the early stages of the investigation. Because she wants to get to the bottom of it. I would too, because this has gone on long enough with all this inconsistencies. It's ridiculous. It says Martel's mother, Janie McKenzie, who owns and lives on the property from where the children went missing, is also critical of the RCMP's initial handling of the case and is unhappy that police updates to the family have slowed down. Now, I think she's just worried that they've slowed down. She's worried. They're worried because they're not getting any information. So remember in one of her statements, she says, well, probably because the eyes are on Malaya now. Sounds like you're worried to me. In an interview with CBC News, she complained of drones flying over her home and reporters showing up at her door unannounced. She says the barrage of online accusations against her and her son has turned her life upside down. Well, you choose to come online. You choose to sit there with your inconsistencies and the nonsensical statements, in my opinion. You don't have to come online. You don't have to. How can you expect people to think that you're innocent when all three of you guys were on the property when 2 children disappeared? How? And then you get upset at people when they think that you're guilty because listen, you're out raking a driveway or digging potholes. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's just unheard of. And then you're telling us that you carried Jack through the woods, yet you have a heart condition? My mom has a heart condition. She can't hardly walk that long because she gets out of breath. She can't do certain things. She can't be out in the heat because she has a heart condition. But yet, she's carrying a child through the woods. Why? Why are you carrying him if he doesn't want to go? So, it's almost like a TV show. Yeah, it is. Because you have 3 adults who will not tell the truth, in my opinion, and who are lying, who are trying to get away with missing 2 children. It's BS. It says, but the important thing is to remember that in the end, all of these people are real. Real people do real crimes. Yes. I don't know, guys. I'm not going to read this entire article. I will pin it below if you would like to read it. It's called The Walrus, Canada's Conversation. I will pin it below in my description if you're interested. All right, one more thing before we go. So I went back to this the other day and something stood out to me. And I don't know, maybe it's because, the phones like to, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm writing, my phone likes to add words that it just aggravates me. But the thing is, it's like prediction text or something like that. I need to turn it off because it's frustrating. But I noticed something very odd here. So I'm not going to read this top part. I'm going to start from here. Jack and Lilly fell to the wayside. Usually it's like fell to the side. But he entered the word way. Why? Fell to the wayside. Or fell way to the side. Fell way to the side. But the way he worded it is just odd. Fell to the wayside. I lived it. What did you live? Did you fall to the wayside as well? Curious. I took care of Lilly and Jack. She only cared for Meadow. You took care of them? What do you mean when you say you took care of them? I'm curious. And she only cared for Meadow. Well, Meadow is 18 months old. So, she's a baby. she needs more care than a 4 and 6-year-old, but they all need care. 4 and 6, they can go grab them something out of the fridge to eat, a drink, change their pull up, but they can't take their own medication if they're sick. They should still be watched when taking a shower or a bath. You don't want them making anything in the microwave or the oven. So how did you take care of them, Daniel? And fell to the wayside. Is there an area called the wayside somewhere? Just curious. But I don't know. This weird wording of things just gets me. This cute little girl, isn't she so cute? I hope they find her soon. But this is another article I just want to go over as well. This came out the 31st. I just want to show you something real quick. It said over 5,000 videos and photos. Okay, that's a ton, guys. It says school buses traveling in the area that morning in the COVID Pass toll booth, over 5,000 videos and photos, following up on 670 tips. Now, this is pretty far away from their home. So I'm curious why they checked those videos over there. I wonder if there was something in their GPS coordinates that showed them over there. It's strange, right? Let's go to this picture here. Something else I want to show you. So if you're a member of Facebook, you can go into, like, if you want to see anything that's been posted, like photos, or you can go through all of these here. All of these, anything that's been posted in there, there's a link you can click on, like media, and it'll pull up everything that's been posted. Mom has a big pool, but the kids are not around this summer, so no point now. Not just Jack and Lily, but my kids too. So you can't go see your kids at all? Like you can't visit them at all? So how were the kids on the swings that morning, Janie? How did you know they were in that area? Did you look out your window and see them playing on the wood? You said you let the dog out in the fenced-in yard. Right here. Did the dog tell you they were right here? Did you look out your window? There's a lot of windows right here. I wonder where her bedroom is in here. Are you right here? Remember, Janie can hear everything in her RV. She hears everything, she said. Everything. And her dog does too. What about this area here? What about this area where the strange boot print was found facing this way? Where Janie was raking, where Malaya was standing, where Janie was crying with Justin. Now there's flower pots and a newly painted green fence. A new woodshed that's been painted. What do you guys think? Like logical thinking here. Look at that. What do we got here for the kids? Looks like this was like the only area for the kids. I don't know what that is. Maybe something for playing balls or something, like soccer, goalie thing or whatever. And you have a little kitchen. Remember Janie said that they had a little kitchen? Let's zoom in on that little kitchen real quick. So Lily played there in the little kitchen. Is that the kiddie pool? Look at that. What is that? Is that the kiddie pool? Kind of looks like a little kiddie pool blown up right there, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Was she leveling the ground out for that? Oh, Daniel said it was a big pool for the kids. What is all this? What about this over here? What do you guys think this is? There's a lot of stuff. What's this, you know? But look, so they're saying these kids opened these heavy sliding glass doors, came out. Janie says they were playing in this area here, on the swings now. On the swings, we can't see because the area's covered. The wood and stuff. So they were playing on their swings. Here's all this lumber that was sitting there, remember? Doing the fence. They're digging in the ground, putting the fence up. Remember, this is all painted pretty and green now. There's the ATV. Wood. You got your rock pile over here. That rock stack, I think, is over here. Janie's right here. She's right here. She was out smoking and drinking tea that morning. She let her chickens out. But somehow, she missed Lilly and Jack. Do you know, they searched her RV 3 times. 3 times. And she got pissed the first time. She said it was because her dog was in there. She didn't want them to search her RV because the dog was in there. You should have already made plans for the dog. It's like covered with trash bags or something for... I thought she said she had a piece of wood or something in the window to block the cold and to block the sun. It doesn't look like wood. It looks like black trash bags to me, or black tarp. I don't know. But how did she not hear the kids? Or see the kids or anything? Like, she heard them. They searched her RV 3 times. 3 times. And she said it was because she was the only one that lived there. That makes absolutely no sense. This little thing they searched 3 times, guys. Why? Comment below. I appreciate you all for watching. And while I'm getting my live set up here with StreamYard and stuff, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just going to be kind of doing these like little like interaction videos, like the premieres, so I can get all this stuff like situated for you guys, because I like interacting with you. But I appreciate all of you for watching, and make sure that you share so we can get that little girl's face out, because all these missing kids need to be found. Anna Lee, she's missing since September 10th, and is with her biological mom and dad. But there's a reason why. There's a reason why they are not supposed to have custody of her. So, let me know what you guys think below. Thank you for watching.